3, your tip or your guidance was admit you are ill, but you will get better. So my question to you is, how does accepting and acknowledging your illness help?
Well, you will know by that your food doesn't taste right. You don't feel the same. You'll know there's been a difference in the last few days. That suddenly nothing seems right. Now, how can that help? Because you have to take small steps in life. When you know you're not feeling 100%, you take small steps, i.e. you don't agree to go anywhere or get involved in things like outings, meeting up with people you haven't seen for ages, taking anything on, by travelling quite a bit to get X amount of shopping. Anything that doesn't make you feel good, or certain zones you don't want to be in, that's accepting that you're not well, and that's looking after yourself. And I think that comes natural. I don't think you have to try too hard for that. I think it comes natural. And if it doesn't and you think something's not right, that's when you have to seek advice and help through the doctor, who then will look over you and talk to you, and then he will make an assumption that perhaps you need to go and see someone higher than him, like a psychiatrist. It's called referral. It's called a referral. You ask for a referral. In other words, a doctor is a jack of all trades and master of none, where anything to do with the brain and wanting to take your own life. Sometimes them feelings can come very quick, but mainly you don't feel yourself. You're not laughing at when you normally would. You don't want to watch your television programs. You can't be bothered reading certain books, and you're off your food as well. All these things. How can that help? Well, because you've got to get steps put in place to come out of it. And as I've said earlier, or I've mentioned a bit later on, there is a quarantine period, a lockdown if you like, where you feel for a week or two like doing nothing, not getting washed, not going anywhere. I would suggest, from my own personal point of view, to let that happen, and then slowly make small steps to come out of it, which I can advise on them as well.
What would you say to somebody, because it was a 2-point comment, this, wasn't it? Number 1, admit you're ill, but number 2, acknowledge that you are going to get better. What would you say to somebody who can't actually picture themselves getting better?
Well, you would acknowledge that that's normal to feel like that at that stage, but if you can make a bit of space in your mind that you will get better, or there's a possibility that you will get better, because when you're feeling as down as some people feel, you can't see any light at the end of the tunnel, none, and you feel so overawed by feeling depressed and negative that you fight against the possibility of coming out of it, because you know you haven't got the ability to cope. So you can't see the hope, you don't want to see the hope, and you don't want to see the way forward. But whoever is dealing with the individual, it's best if the individual does it themselves, but quite often it's the partner, the friend, the member of the family, slowly and quietly has to put it in their mind every now and again that there's a good possibility that you're going to get well. But at this stage, let's just deal with things one day at a time and take it nice and slow. But plant the seed, and there's a possibility you're going to get well, but it will take time. And also, a big one as well, that it's virtually natural not to feel okay. Every now and again in life, it hits certain people more than others, but there's a lot of people go through it in the lifetime at some point. So there might have been certain factors that have made the person become overcome with depression, certain things that have built up to it over a period of time. But then you've also got to try, if you can, and accept that it's probably natural to a certain extent every now and again in life to feel like that. So there is a good possibility, a strong possibility, that you're going to come out of it as well after a period of time.